Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check Everett. All right. I think we're live. Maybe a little early. If you guys can hear me, if you don't mind posting something in chat so that I can confirm we're live. This thing says we're live. Just want to make sure that we're live. You are. Hey, man. Hello, everybody. Awesome. Check 1 2. Check. Alaska. Hello, everybody. All right, I'm gonna try this this little clicky thing. Do you guys see that message from T Jones on screen? It's something I figured out how to make work, I think. Hello. Awesome. Very good. Hello from the UK. Hey, Alex. Hello from Austin, Texas. Hello from Montana. Jeff. Hello. Welcome. Belgium. Hello, Belgium. Never been. I heard amazing things. I would love to go someday. I'm leaving if you don't make Tesla stock go up. Karen, I'm gonna try my best, bro. I'm really gonna try my my magic of stock price increases. I don't know, man. We'll see. It's been an interesting day so far. Here, let me actually share my other screen. I've been monitoring the daily chart for Tesla ever since the Fed notes came out roughly an hour ago, and it did this really interesting thing that as soon as the rates came out, as soon as the Fed talked about their guidance, it had this gigantic spike from like this level down here, 960, all the way up to like 990 almost. It was like a pretty dramatic spike, and then as folks sort of anticipated the Q&A portion of the Fed talk, it went down and then it went up as we got closer to the Fed talk, and then it just came down quite a bit as Jerome Powell sort of gave his guidance on what they expect to do with the rates. In case folks missed that, really a lot of the discussion was around, here, let me click this off here real quick. It was around, so basically the guidance seems to be the same, you know, that they're kind of reiterating what they said in December. They're going to look to raise rates. They're going to look to end QE, the quantitative easing, and sort of roll stuff off the balance sheet. But the really interesting comment they did make around some of the guidance was that Jerome Powell kept saying that, you know, that this time the economy is different, that it's very different from the last time they went through a process like this a few years ago. And so their policy is going to reflect that sort of environment, that sort of economic environment. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. You know, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I think in the case of Tesla's going to do its own thing, in my opinion. I think Tesla's Tesla. You know, especially if you're a long-term investor, things like what's happening today with the Fed are sort of irrelevant, and that's how I view all my investments. I'm much more long-term, but nonetheless, a very exciting day today. Usually when earnings comes around, it feels like it's some sort of like a birthday party almost, you know, like I'm excited for something to happen. So yeah, it's a cool day. But yeah, this is what the price is doing right now. We're at 934, up 1.71% for the day. We're about 17 minutes away from market close. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this chart evolves as the day goes along. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. Seattle checking in. Hey, Rick, how you doing? Ottawa, Brent. Hello, Brent. Welcome. Hopefully it's not too cold up there. Riff. Maybe one of these days I'll do like a... Would you guys be interested in like a live riff sort of live stream where I'm just playing my guitar? I'm curious if you guys would like that or not. We'll see. Vancouver, hello. How you doing? Oh, man, my thing just like scroll all the way down. Fun. Hello, everybody. Jonathan from the UK. Hello. All right, should I make this thing bigger maybe? Let me try making this bigger. Maybe something like that. Let me know if that helps with the message. Let me see how it looks with my face. Oh, see, I got to change this one too. You see that? There we go. Something like that. Maybe a little bit smaller. Okay. Coming through clear here in London, UK. All right, Keith, sounds great. No, the earnings will come out. Usually what happens is within the next about 15 minutes, roughly after market closes, Tesla will release a report that outlines sort of what their expectations are for the or what happened in the previous quarter, in this case Q4 2021. And then I have it queued up. So on this IR page right here, they'll post it. There'll be a little section right here where it says shareholder deck, and then this deck will come up, and then we'll sit down and we're going to read through it together and see how Tesla did in the last quarter. And that's going to be sort of what this live stream is going to be. We're going to go through them together and see what the dealio is. Hello from Germany. Hello, LG. Germany, somewhere I really want to go very, very soon. I've heard amazing things, very nice people, amazing beer. I'm looking forward to that. Hello from New Zealand. So many people from different parts of the world. This is so cool, you guys. It's like a collection of people from the world. Hi from Thailand. Hello, hello. Dallas, Texas. 2 hours, 3 hours up north from here. Sorry for the playoffs. I don't know if you're a Cowboys fan, but that one kind of hurt to see for you guys, man. You let Mary and it matters. You know what? I tell you what, man. Maybe we should turn this into a GM live stream. Who knows? Hello from Brooklyn. My wife's from Queens. I love Brooklyn, though. Brooklyn's been growing quite a bit. Very cool place. Hello, Caroline, California. Beautiful state. Lovely, lovely views. Viejo, California. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Denmark. Look, see, this is what I'm talking about. Just we have the entire world's population in here. Hello from India. Hello, welcome. Man, 2 a.m. Friggin' early out there, man. You're committed. I love it. I love it. You're welcome, T. You got it, brother. From snowy Zurich. Ooh, Zurich. Nice and cold. It's been like in the 40s here in Austin, Fahrenheit, 40 degrees. It's been pretty chilly. David, 1500 tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Fed stuff is sort of an interesting dynamic short term where, as they become more hawkish, it could put pressure down on stocks. But I think what's interesting about Tesla is that their cash generation capabilities are becoming very obvious. So I'm curious to see if that's going to be, like, is Tesla going to have a different dynamic than other, that growth stocks, than traditional growth stocks would? I'm not really sure. But who knows? I mean, if the one thing we've learned from Tesla is that it does produce spectacular things from time to time. So who knows what it's going to do? Karen, thank you for staying. Hey, listen, there's so many other YouTubers out there, Tesla YouTubers, that are so good at what they do. I will not be offended if you go to their channel. Trust me. It's just fun for me. I want to sort of share my excitement, but if there's somewhere else you want to be, please, I don't want to stop you. You guys choose exactly where you want to be. If you want to be with me, great. I would love that. If not, that's completely fine too. I just appreciate anyone who's here to share this very cool day with me. Earnings is always a fun thing as a Tesla fan, so pump it up. I don't know, man. I don't know how much more pump actually does anything, but we'll try. Greetings from Florida. Ready for even more record breaking. Agree. Same. When was the last time I've been in Florida? I went to Florida. I went to Orlando for my first time to Disney. Actually, it was middle of last year. Was it middle? I think it was April last year, 2021. Still had, obviously the masks and everything everybody was super careful. But yeah, that was a good time. We have a friend down there who lives in Kissimmee, which is right outside of Orlando. And yeah, it was awesome. Jeff asks, will Tesla add in past losses into this quarter? Yeah, that's that $1.6 billion sort of deferment, right? I'm not sure. I think when it comes to like the actual earnings impact, I don't think that's going to make that big of a difference because most analysts will probably like sort of break that out. And so I don't know how much of a impact that's going to do to stock price, because everybody expects it at some point. Like Tesla already has that cash technically. They just haven't reported it and made it official into the earnings. So who knows? I don't know if they're going to do it this quarter, but long term, I think it's inconsequential. I don't think it matters so much. We going down after hours. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that's the case or not. If it hits 1200 again this week, I'll be happy. Yeah, I try not to pay attention too much to short terms, but from a psychology perspective, it is nice to sort of it's nice to see the stock going up, but yeah, I'm with you, Rick. I think if it goes up, it'll be great. Weekly Tesla vlog. We don't want to hear this, Larry. Ken from Michigan. Hello. Go Blue. Tough outing in the college football playoffs, but I was rooting for Michigan. I went to Penn State myself. I don't root for Michigan in the regular season, but any Big Ten school that goes to the playoffs, I'm going to root for because I want the Big Ten to succeed. So go Blue. It feels weird saying that, but go Blue anyway. New Orleans. Hello. I was just there. Actually, last year we went to New Orleans for the first time, and it was what a beautiful dark city in a way. It's there's a lot of yeah, man. It's like that's where people go to like experience things of life that is not often looked upon very brightly, I guess. It's I don't want to say it's like where degenerates go, but it has a very unique. I've never been anywhere else besides New Orleans that has such a unique way of. Just the city feels so different than anywhere else, especially with the European infrastructure, like the way the buildings work. It looks very like French in a way, obviously. But yeah, beautiful place. More guitar, please. Yeah, it will come back. I promise. I think one of the last videos, I did a riff of the song by Metallica, Harvester of Sorrow. That was, my wife had me play it. One of her friends came over and she's like, play guitar for us. I'm like, okay. And then she recorded me. I'm like, oh. So I'm like, all right, whatever. We'll throw that up there for the people because the people have been asking for a guitar and we gave it to the people. And that's what we do here. Hello from Germany. Hello, Andre. Hello. Berlin. Hello. Man, maybe for the next live stream, I really should figure out how to hook up my guitar. So my challenge is like, if I hook up the guitar and then it plays through this mic, the sound quality ain't going to be very good. So it's like I got to figure out how to feed the guitar sound into the computer and then control it as a separate source so that it doesn't sound terrible. So that's sort of my challenge is doing that. But I'll invest some time. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to sort of mix up these live streams, as we do live streams and talk Tesla or whatever else. Maybe we'll play some guitar in the middle and sort of keep it fresh for you all. We'll see. Maybe I'll take some requests. Who knows? Vienna, Austria. Hello, Larry. Hello. Play your guitar in your Tesla while autopilot. I don't think so. No amount of money will that make me do that. I mean, it'd be very cool. Maybe as a passenger, I'll do it, but yeah, that's scary stuff. Vienna, Austria, hello. It is very exciting to I agree. Earnings is always exciting. Hello, Norway, St. Petersburg, hello. Awesome. New Zealand, hello, MacMan. Yeah, guitar. I'll make it happen. I'll try my best. Yeah, let me know if that's a good size there, Rusty. I know you've been a follower of the channel for a long time. Thank you so much, by the way. I really appreciate your support. Let me know if this size is better. It should be better. Bad news of any price dumps. Amazing record news, price dumps. When will they see the greatness? Yeah, I mean, I think what's important to keep in mind with that is if you compare Tesla stock price today versus last year, right? So if I pull up my other screen, it's still important to keep in mind that if you're just comparing it from a year ago, so like we're looking here, January 25th, 2021, the highest it reached was what is that? Like $900, So yeah, we're kind of back down to those levels, but we've experienced some growth there. But, as a long-term investor, that should give you some confidence that, hey, in the last year, ending beginning 2021, we had this dip and came back and sort of are back to that level. That should just be sort of growth that's to be expected in the future, right? So, the longer term your horizon, the almost like these things work to your advantage because it's really telling you that it's kind of like spring loading a little bit. It's like a lot of the future expectations maybe aren't baked in yet. So, but all good things happen in good time, right? So in due time. So we'll see. Looks like the greatness part got cut off here a little bit. Let me see if I can fix that. When will they see the greatness? Oh, look at that. That's where it went. You look good today, my friend. Oh, thanks, Jonathan. I'm sure you do as well. I don't see your face, but I'm sure you do as well, my friend. All right. Long Island, hello. Welcome. Joe Justice, the Joe Justice conversation. We'd love to see more conversations with him. Love that one. Best interview of yours and Joe's. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, it was super fun talking with Joe. He's a very charismatic guy, very smart guy, very interesting background. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be back. He'll be back at some point. So, yeah, I'm excited to have him back. It's going to be super fun. Will they ever release a video of the earnings presentation? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how realistic that is, because these guys are usually, they're probably going to be in different parts. It would just be a Zoom, and I don't know how much value Zoom's going to give, but who knows? Maybe one day. 5 p.m. Eastern. Is that, I think the call is usually at what? Isn't it at 5:30 Eastern usually? Let's take a look. I think it's 5:30. Yeah, 5:30 Eastern. So 4:30 East Central Time. Right now it's 2:55 Central. We're about 5 minutes away from market close. So we should see the earnings letter here soon. Hello from Chicago. Hello. Hopefully not too cold. Is the report call only Q4? Will they discuss year as a whole? So they'll probably discuss the entire year of 2021. You know, Q4s are usually an entire year sort of look, and then they obviously also talk about Q4 performance. I don't know if they'll give any guidance for the future, but we'll see. But typically Q4 is a whole year review. What are you using for screencasting graphics? I'm using OBS, and then for like the thing, the getting the stream up and running, and then this chat thing, I forget what I'm using. It's like a plugin for Google. The hell is the name of it? Let's see if I remember. Oh, it's called Live Chat Overlay. It's like an overlay that you can put in your Chrome, and then it pushes it through. Finland, hello, Finland. Hello, hello. Alex, I love you too, man. Thank you. Belgium, hello, hello. Tesla Tribe. Yeah, man, I'm trying. I'm trying to learn new skills. You know, I'm constantly always trying to learn new skills, and this thing has been super fun. You know, it's been super fun, and yeah, it's a good time. Jersey, when we first moved to the States back in '99, when I was 12, we moved to Montclair, New Jersey. So New Jersey is technically my original stomping grounds in the United States. I didn't know any English, and yeah, man, those freaking bagels, huh? Breakfast bagels. Taylor ham, delicious. Hello from Norway. Hello, hello. Lincoln, Nebraska. Hello. We got Germany, Amsterdam. Go 49ers. Man, they got a good shot this year, huh? They looked, I was surprised that they beat, oh my God, who the hell did they play? They won, didn't they win in like, last second field goal in the snow? Why can't I remember who they beat? Hang on a second, now I gotta look this up. Who the hell did the 49ers beat? Let's see. Because they're playing the Rams. They beat the Packers, duh. Aaron Rodgers, of course. COVID, though. Have I ever been to London? No, I haven't, but I'd love to go. I've just been to Heathrow, sorry. I mean, just the airport, right? I haven't actually explored, but when we were going to Ireland to visit Dublin, we stopped in Heathrow, but I would love to go to London one day. Hello from Sweden. Hello, UK. Hello, hello. Iraq, that's awesome. Welcome. My parents are both from Iran, so you know we're next door neighbors. Welcome. Everybody's welcome here. From the metaverse, do I look 3D? Am I in like a VR headset somewhere? Can you see my face? The metaverse, what a crazy place, huh? Bangalore, India, should I say good morning? You can say whatever you'd like, whatever part of the world you are, whatever fits for you. Hello from Bucharest. Hello, hello. Australia, Spain. Hola, hola. I was born in Spain, for those who don't know. We got Wales. Amazing. The Fed just ruined the party? I don't know, man. I think the Fed stuff for me, I view it as very short-term stuff. You know, they're not... I don't think Fed has any long-term implications, to be completely honest. So, you know, but for the short-term investors, I'm sure it's not super fun. But come to the Netherlands. I would love to. I work with a lot of Tesla people that are from the Netherlands in Tilburg. So, and it's talk very good stuff about that. So I'm excited. 1500 sometime in 2022, a higher point as well. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I will channel hop. Great, man. Do whatever you gotta do. I support it. Awesome. Hello from Hong Kong. Hello, hello. I know, I gotta scroll faster, right? I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom here, see if I can get caught up with the latest ones. Anthony James, I can't moderate Dave's stream without you. Yeah, you can. Come on. You got this. Dave's got a lot of talent around him, man. You got this, brother. You got this. Oh, man, thank you. Vigar with a 100 knock donation. Thank you so much. That I really appreciate that. You did not have to do that. Oh my God, Team JG with the $3, I guess, super chat. This is what it is from Australia. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's amazing. You're very, very kind. I very much appreciate it. Yeah, Cowboys Packers, huh? With growth stocks taking a big hit this year, where do you see Tesla ending up end of year? 1400? Yeah, I don't know. See, I think what's interesting about Tesla is that is it really a growth stock anymore? But market's closed, by the way. We're going to keep an eye here. Is Tesla really a growth stock or is it a value stock now? Right? Because they're generating so much cash. You know, I think that sort of dynamic is changing. Where, yeah, of course Tesla has incredible growth, but is its primary sort of forcing function the fact that it can generate a lot of cash, and usually that is decoupled from growth stocks, you know. So it's very interesting to see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Happy for you in the channel blowing up. Great content, keep it up. Question: have you thought of an interview with Sandy Monroe? Thank you, Low Wheaties 531. I appreciate that. Yeah, I actually reached out to him on email. I'm just waiting to hear back. If not, I mean, he's very busy. I'm not super upset. If it ever materializes, great. If not, that's okay too. But yeah, I really respect him a lot. I respect Sandy a lot. Oh my God. $2.99 again with the super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's awesome, man. It's great. Barcelona Airport. Never been to Barcelona Airport. I've heard incredible things about Barcelona. I would love to go one day. I would absolutely love, especially having been born in Spain, you know. Modesto, hello. I've been there a couple times, actually. Well, I was traveling to California for work, for Tesla. Will Tesla be around in 2050? Why not? Ford's been around since 1918? You know, it's been way more than 50 years, and they're still around. Fed, FUD, both are bad things, right? It's probably kind of sucks that they're it's spelled kind of similarly, huh? Aloha from California. Hey, what are your biggest areas in the earnings reports you're looking forward to, and anything that could pose as a negative in your opinion? Yeah, I think for me, really what I'm looking for is that the gross margin story, so the margin story continues forward, that the net income line is still super strong. And then I'm also curious to see if they give any guidance on what growth is going to look like in 2022. Especially around like if Berlin and Austin are on sort of within the schedule that they anticipate them, you know, launching any cars in Q1, I think that would be good. If we get any sort of guidance around Cybertruck coming on board sometime this year, that would be a positive catalyst, I think, because a lot of people are expecting Cybertruck to be more like a either late 2022 or early 2023. So if they say, hey, Q3, we expect Cybertruck to go live, then, you know, we'll see. But yeah, those are kind of the things I'm looking for with the earnings. Let's give another refresh here. F5 party. And I'm sure you guys are also on the lookout. So if anybody sees anything, please do let me know so I can bring it up. Hello from New England. Hello. Vermont. Beautiful state. Milano, Italy. Hello. Never been to Italy. I would love to go. I drive a Tesla Model Y Performance. I had 2 Model S's before, 75Ds, and right now we have a Model Y Performance. Okay, let's see where the stock's at aftermarket now. We're at 944. We're up 0.7%. Yeah. So we ended the day green, up 2%, but we did have quite a drop off from when the Fed stocked. Yeah. They're no longer a growth stock. Yeah, I don't disagree. I think what's super weird about Tesla is that, again, it's both a growth and a value stock, right? Because of how much cash it generates, but it's very interesting. Warren says there's a chance that they will show a video of product roadmap. I think that's nonsense. Yeah, I don't know. Have they shown videos before of their product roadmap? No, they haven't, but maybe they will this time. You never know. Farzad has the best facial hair of any Tesla YouTuber. Come on, bro. Thank you, Anthony. But you know, there's a lot of beautiful people out there, and I just have a lot of hair, and I just happen to know how to work a razor. So you know, it is what it is. But thank you. I really appreciate that. Minneapolis, chilly up there, huh? Yeah, 2:30 p.m. PST. That is the earnings release. Earnings release. You're doing better than... Oh, come on. Nah, Rob's a beast. Rob's amazing. I appreciate it, Rusty, but Rob's a beast. He's what I really like about Rob is that he really... I loved how he sort of took the new age media, like new media, and really focused it specifically on Tesla to fight the FUD. I think he deserves so much credit for doing that, because that takes a lot of effort. And props to Rob, because he's a beast. He's a freaking beast. I really respect him. I'm 18,000 in line for Cybertruck. Can't wait. It's the best combination of everything a person could want in an automobile. Yeah, a lot of people are very excited about Cybertruck. I did a talk with Todd Stone on my channel, who runs the channel. Oh, I think that deck is out. I think the deck is out, y'all. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Hello. 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 We're just waiting for this thing to load. Come on, Tesla, get your frickin' servers in order. Okay, come on. Come on, buddy. Okay, what's the stock doing? Okay, it's down quite a bit. So curious to see what's going on. It just released, so we'll see. All right, I don't know if anybody else is having issues loading this up. Can anybody see if anyone else is having issues loading the deck up? Oh yeah, it's down big, huh? It's down almost 5%. We'll see. I mean, this is still early. You never know. You never know what can happen. I don't know why this is not loading for me right now, y'all. Let's try a different path. Oh, man. Yeah, it looks like we're having some issues accessing it. So the stock, let's see, it went down to 5%. It's down 3%, so it's bouncing back a little bit. Okay, so it looks like some people got... Oh, there we go. All right, we're finally in. All right. Everybody can see it, right? On the screen? I can see it on my end. Okay, so we're just going to go down the... We're going to go down the list. We're going to go down the list, and we're going to just read. Okay, operating cash flow less capex of 2.8 billion. In total, 1.5 billion increase in our cash and cash equivalents in Q4 to 17.6. So that is roughly in line of what people were expecting. 2.6 billion GAAP operating income, 14.7% operating margin in Q4. Okay, so that appears to be lower than what a lot of people were expecting. A lot of people were expecting, I know on some of the channels it was like 18% plus. So curious to see how the market's going to react to that. 2.3 billion GAAP net income, 2.9 billion non-GAAP net income. So I think that's a little bit lower than what some of the higher bulls were expecting. 30.6% GAAP automotive gross margin, 29.2 excluding credits. Okay, so they came in a little bit lower on the margin versus what I think people were expecting, at least 30% on GAAP, or sorry, excluding credits. So that's a little bit lower than others expected. We already know 0.94 million delivery, annualized vehicle production over 1.22 billion. So that's just that times 4. Okay. 2021 was a breakthrough year for Tesla. There should no longer be a doubt about the viability and profitability of electric vehicles. Agreed. With our deliveries up 87%, we achieved the highest quarterly operating margin among all volume OEMs based on latest available data. Okay, so basically they're saying that we have the best margins in the game. Additionally, we generated 5.5 billion of GAAP net income and 5 billion of free cash flow in 2021. So that's full year numbers after spending 6.5 billion to build out new factories. So they're basically saying, hey, we spent 6.5 billion to build out new factories. Oh, and by the way, we still generated 5.5 billion of GAAP net income. So they're saying that, hey, we're growing like crazy, yet we're still generating cash. So in your face in a way. So they're basically very confident about what they're doing from a growth perspective. Where do you download it? Thank you. So you go to ir.tesla.com, and then you click on the deck. And then that's how you can get it. Let's look at the stock price real quick. Down 5%. Yeah, I'm not super surprised, to be honest, especially based on the this operating margin of 14.7. I think people were expecting it to be in the a little bit higher, but we'll kind of dig into it and see why. Full self-driving. So after a successful 2021, our focus shifts to the future. We aim to increase our production as quickly as we can, not only through ramping production at new factories in Austin and Berlin, but also by maximizing output from our established factories in Fremont and Shanghai. We believe competitiveness in the EV market will be determined by the ability to add capacity across the supply chain and run brand production. Okay, so really they're saying that, hey, we're not going to only focus on Austin and Berlin to get our production up, but we're also going to really focus on growing our production for Fremont and Shanghai. And that's going to be the primary advantage we're going to get versus competition, especially. Full self-driving software remains one of our primary areas of focus. Over time, our software-related profits should accelerate our overall profitability. Okay, so there's guidance saying that as full self-driving continues to get better, that it's going to make our margins better. So that's bullish. More importantly, full self-driving is a key component to improve automobile safety, as well as further accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy through higher utilization of our vehicles. So that basically what they're saying here is that we view full self-driving and not just as a margin generation capability, but also to keep our drivers safe, which is cool. While 2021 was a defining year for our company, we believe that we were just at the very early stages of our journey. So that's a strong statement, basically saying, hey, long term, we're just getting started, so look out. Okay. So let's look at the financial summary a little bit. So let's see. So regulatory credits at about 300 million. So it's still on a downtrend from the beginning of the year, which is, I believe, the thumbnail brought me here. Well, thank you, Sandy. I'm glad that's what brought you here. Yeah, so 300 million in reg credits, 30.6 margin. It's still, I mean, you kind of look at the margin, it's still very, very strong. But, I think the one thing that the market's probably looking at is that they grew deliveries by a lot. But I mean, I guess it's not that really bad of a story, right? They grew deliveries by a lot, but the margins stayed the same, right? So they were able to grow without having to hurt their pricing too much. So that's good. GAAP gross margin at 27.4%, so it's still increasing. You can see that. So even though they delivered more cars, their margin increased. Usually what happens is when companies try to increase their deliveries or their revenue, they try to lower the price to have a bigger sort of, user base to sell to. So that's still positive. Operating margin 14.7, we kind of talked about already. So income from operations went up to 2.6, so they added 600 million more dollars versus the previous quarter. And in relation to that versus their revenues, it stayed at 14.7. Adjusted EBIT of 4, so EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, 4 billion, which is roughly, it's actually down a little bit versus the previous quarter. Okay. And then net income gap, 2.3. Okay. All right. So yeah, so basically it's not super, it's a great quarter, but it's not like this ridiculous financial blowout quarter that I think some folks were expecting. We're down to about 4% in aftermarket. Okay. So I think the market's just reacting to that, which, again, from a long-term perspective, is not terrible. Let me go back to comments to see what folks are saying. I told you we were going down, man. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you go down. You don't. It's not always up. Sometimes you go down. But again, these are short-term movements, right? Like, if you're a long-term investor for Tesla, does today really matter? But it's still fun seeing what's going to go on, what's going to happen. If GM can get taxpayer bankruptcy bailout credits for outdated powertrain, then surely credits to a company whose mission is to accelerate adoption of clean energy transportation is in order. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Elon's been very open about saying that, he doesn't think anybody should get any sort of tax credits, but I kind of agree with you there. Tesla isn't unionized. If that ever happens, then the government will stop throwing shade. I don't know. I don't know about that. I think I could see how that could be made into an argument, but the government's going to sort of throw shade wherever they feel like. I wonder if depreciation is down based on because everything has appreciated in value. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I fully understand that. Do you still hold on to your price target long term? Yeah, today doesn't really impact much of anything long term. This is just a near term sort of trend. Okay, let's go ahead and scroll down to the bottom and see sort of what their guidance is for 2022, excuse me. Look at all these pictures. Pretty pictures. Okay. Let's see. Did I skip the Outlook page? I think I did. Okay, here we go. All right, Outlook. We plan to grow our manufacturing capacity as quickly as possible. Over a multi-year horizon, we expect to achieve 50% annual growth in vehicle deliveries. The rate of growth will depend on our equipment capacity. Okay. Operational efficiency and the capacity and stability of the supply chain. Our own factories have been running below capacity for several quarters. Okay, so that's a very important statement. As supply chain became the main limiting factor, which is likely to continue through 2022. Okay, that's super interesting. That's a very interesting statement. So what they're saying is that even with the growth we're experiencing in Q4, our own factories have been running below capacity for several quarters as supply chain becomes the main limiting factor. So that 308,000 car delivery in Q4, based on Tesla's own admission, it's still below their capacity. So that's an interesting statement, which is likely to continue through 2022. So they don't foresee this loosening up in 2022, which basically means that for the remainder of 2022, they expect to not be running at full tilt, which if you extrapolate that out, it basically means that what they think their biggest efficiencies are not going to be fully realized in 2022, because for you to be able to get the most out of your factories, especially as a manufacturer, you need to be running at full tilt, right? So what they're basically saying is, hey, I don't think Tesla's saying that we're not where we need to be from a capacity perspective. So I'm reading this as expect margins to get better. This is how I'm reading this. Our own factories have been running below capacity for several quarters as supply chain became the main limiting factor, which is likely to continue through 2022. So given our current capacity, we still haven't maximized our factories, which means they're not running at full efficiency, which means we're not getting the best margins possible. So that's interesting. That's something to keep a note of. Cash, we have sufficient liquidity to fund our product roadmap, long-term capacity expansion plans, and other expenses. So this has basically been in the same line for the last year, so nothing there. Profit, while we continue to execute on innovations to reduce the cost of manufacturing operations over time, we expect our hardware-related profits to be accompanied with an acceleration of software-related profits. Interesting. So they're really giving guidance. They're going hardcore on the guidance with full self-driving. So what's very, very interesting here is the combination of these two statements. So our own factories have been running below capacity for several quarters as supply chain became the limiting factor, which means that, hey, we're not running at full efficiency, and we expect our hardware-related profits to be accompanied by an acceleration of software-related profits. That tells me that there's two levers available for them for margin where where margins should continue to increase, okay? And that's not too different from the guidance that Zach has been given around margin. So yeah, that's that's very, if your long-term margin like expectations for Tesla are to continue to go up, those two statements should make you very happy. And then product. The pace of product ramps in Austin and Berlin will be influenced by the successful introduction of many new product and manufacturing technologies in new locations, ongoing supply chain related challenges, and regional permitting. We're making progress on the industrialization of Cybertruck, which is currently planned for Austin production subsequent to Model Y. So they're not giving a lot of guidance on the letter on when Cybertruck's going to exactly hit, but they're saying sometime after Model Y. So does that mean Model Y fully ramped, or does that mean Model Y start of ramp, right? So I think we'll get more clarity on that on the call today. Let's look at the stock price. Oh, that's a big bounce, y'all. So we're down to -2% instead of -5. So interesting stuff. So it went down -5, and then it sort of came back quite a bit to down -3. So the initial sell-off has been subdued, and now we're kind of stuck in here. So I'm curious to see if the call is going to influence anything here. I think the call might influence some stuff. Yeah, I'm very interested to see. So cool. So we're not down as much as we thought we were going to be, and yeah, we'll see what the call is going to be. It's going to be an action-packed call. If you guys want me to do a live stream for the call, let me know. Throw some notes on the comments. I would love to. If there's interest for it, I would love to sit down and do it. I might just do it anyway, just for fun. Because screw it. I was looking at the NFL scores before this came out. Where the hell is my letter? Okay. Drink some water. I talk a lot, y'all, so if, just tell me to shut up. Live stream call, please do it. I'd rather watch you than just the call by itself. Okay, cool. All right, yeah. We'll do it, man. We'll do it. We'll do it for the people. For the people. We'll do it for the people. All right, let's keep watching. All right, actually, chat, if you guys, are you guys seeing anything in here that you want to call out? I kind of did a little bit broad summary. I'm going to start digging in and seeing other things that stick out to me from that perspective. So here's what's interesting. So if I look at it from a yearly perspective, so this is the yearly financial summary chart. Look at that explosion in operating margin, y'all. Damn. It's 2017, -14, 2018, -2, 2019, break even, 2020, up 6%, 2021, up 12%. Dude, that's beast. That's crazy. It's really cool seeing Tesla's progress from a yearly basis, because quarterly they already make such crazy impacts, you know? And then when you summarize it on a yearly level, it's like nuts. It really helps put it in perspective just what an amazing feat it is what Tesla's doing today. Excuse me. Okay. Earnings per share is earnings per share, the way I think about that is it's just an extension of net income. So I don't even pay attention to that number, to be completely honest, because it's just it's just a number. It's basically an EBITDA net income ratio is how I view EPS. It's just a different way to describe financial performance, but it's basically the same. Excuse me. COVID's still in my lungs a little bit, I guess. By the way, I'm feeling 100%. I know some of you were asking about my time with COVID. My wife and I, thankfully, back to 100%. My wife's still a little tired, but I'm back to 100%. I went for a walk yesterday and I felt great. So, yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Okay, let's read this profitability line. Our operating income improved to $2.6 billion in Q4 compared to the same period last year, resulting in a 14.7% operating margin. This profit level was reached while incurring stock-based compensation expense, SBC, attributable to the 2018 CEO award of $245 million Q4, driven by the final two operating milestones becoming probable. Year-over-year operating income was primarily impacted by the following items: further per vehicle cost reduction. Okay, so here's the variables that they're outlining as to why, what variables impacted their net income, which is that number that came in a little bit lower than I think I was anticipating and others were anticipating. Let me just make myself a little bit bigger here just in case. So further per vehicle cost reductions was a positive to net income. So this improved net income and made net income a bigger number. It gave them more margin, more profitability. Growth in vehicle deliveries. Obviously, when you do that, your factory is cranking out more cars for the through the same factory, and yeah, so you're going to get better efficiencies by doing that. Oh, I was going to ask. Somebody said you're all blurry, and then somebody said not blurry here. Try refreshing. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to make sure I'm still good. Improved profitability of automotive leasing and service and other businesses. Okay, so basically what they're saying is the other parts of the business, right? So service and other businesses and leasing, they're able to make more money on those things, and so that's allowing them to improve their net income. So that's also another part of their profitability. Awesome, Coin. I'm glad it got better. Sweet. It's always good. All right, so here are the things that impacted it, that were negative impacts to net income. Increase in SG&A, so that's selling general administrative, so basically like other costs. Interesting. So increase in SG&A driven mainly by $340 million payroll tax on 2012 CEO award option exercise. So this is that whole CEO thing that Elon was paid out on that was impacting the profitability. Rising raw material, commodity logistics, and expedite costs. So this is probably an inflation item. So rising raw material, commodity, logistics, and expedite costs. So rising raw material is going to be basically all those steel, aluminum things that they use for the cars. The battery chemicals, anything that they use to make the batteries and the cars. Commodity, logistics, and expedite costs. So these are basically, commodities are basically, think of it as raw materials, but they're super, super common used items. Logistics is basically moving parts around or moving cars around. When I was in service distribution, logistics was basically our number one line item for costs, which is basically trucking, right? Freight, moving parts around the network. So this increased. And expedite cost is basically shipping stuff overnight. So getting stuff very quickly to where it needs to be. So what this means is they either had more of that or the expedite costs they did have increased, right? So that could be two variables. So those four things they're saying, hey, that impacted our net income. And actually, as I'm rereading this, looks like the $340 million payroll tax on 2012 CEO award option, that was in Q4. Let's look at that. Sorry, quarterly. Yeah, boom. You guys see that spike right there? That's a big spike on operating expenses quarter over quarter. That's a big spike. And so what they're saying is the increase SG&A by 3.4. So that 340 million is going to be baked into this number of 2.2. So if you remove that CEO impact, it's 1.9. And then the remaining 300 million roughly from here to here is going to be the the rising raw material commodity costs and the increased warranty and recall costs related to a specific batch of vehicles. Okay, so, and this is probably small, to be honest. This is probably, small within the context of billions of dollars, but essentially a cost that's specific to a recall that Tesla did. And then quarter end cash and cash equivalents increased sequentially. Okay, so this is basically their cash position strengthening quarter over quarter. Interesting. Okay, so that's very interesting. This line here might get a lot of attention on the call, if I were to guess. This rising raw material, commodity, logistics, and expedite costs. I think it's going to get a lot of attention on the call because this is essentially Tesla saying inflation made this number go up. This guy right here, operating expenses. So, and that is that's been a sort of the narrative that's been happening here in the last few months and quarters where inflation is really becoming an issue. So, and what's the other line too, I think that's going to get a lot of attention on the call is there was something said about, I forget what it was. It was basically around supply chain still being an issue. The capacity thing. Where was it? It was out here somewhere. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Our own factories have been running below capacity for several quarters as supply chain became the main limiting factor, which is likely to continue through 2022. That is another thing that, COVID's still impacting Tesla. Man, that statement is really shocking because the more I think about it, because so what would Q4 have been if this wasn't a problem? 308,000 deliveries was already such a big number, and what we thought was a big number. But they're saying that, hey, we could have done more. We could have done more. And if you remove this variable of inflation, which they're talking about here, yeah, it's interesting. Interesting guidance. What I'm getting out of this deck right now is that Tesla's best profitability days are in front of it. Like this trend here, where are we at? This guy right here, the yearly one's still going up. The quarterly one is sort of flat, right? But this is just getting started, baby. That's what I'm reading from this letter. This is just getting started. And if you layer in full self-driving on top of that, with their own words, right? If I go down here and I talk about profit, we expect our hardware-related profits to be accompanied with an acceleration of software-related profits. That's, yeah. And Jesse said it really well just now. They have a lot of extra capacity and essentially unlimited demand, right? And an ability to really improve profitability through software that they are guiding towards saying that it's going to increase, it's going to get better. We're going to have more of that, right? Interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Positive. I mean, it's all positive. Where's the stock at now? It's only down 2%. So it's basically almost flat for the day, right? We went up 2% for the day, and we're down 2.2% in aftermarket. So we're basically flat to where we started, right? We started somewhere here, and we're kind of getting close to that. So we haven't really gone anywhere. So, yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting stuff. How's energy looking? Energy is one of those that we never really know what the hell's going on, huh? Energy storage deployments increased by 32% year over year in 2021, mainly driven by strong Megapack deployments. So Megapack is their utility scale. So the residential stuff's still not driving too much. I'm curious if that will come up on the call. As demand remains substantially above capacity, growth has been limited by supply. Okay. As demand remains sustainably above capacity, growth has been limited by supply. So they're saying that the amount of batteries they have are still a problem. We are in the process of building a dedicated Megapack factory to address the growing demand, which I believe Tesla already announced. If I'm wrong about that, please do let me know, but I believe that's already announced. Yeah. Okay. Solar deployments were up, were 345 megawatts in 2021, increasing by 68% year over year. So increase in solar. So they had a spike from 2020, a pretty significant spike. Solar roof deployments nearly tripled year over year in 2021 and continue to grow sequentially in Q4. We are making further cost improvements, particularly on installation, to increase energy profitability. Yeah. Services another. In 2021, services another gross margin increased to negative 2.7%. Ooh, so close. Depressed performance in 5 years, nudging above break even in Q4 2021. Okay, so services another was positive. Did we miss that? It's usually such a... we don't usually talk about that, do we? Services another. Where are you at? I think we're going to have to go into the financial stuff down below. Okay, anyway, we'll look at that in a little bit. I remember when I was working at Tesla, we were always being picked on by everybody. You guys are not profitable. you guys are not profitable. It's like, well, we're service. It's hard to be profitable if the ethos of the company is not to like rip people off, right? So it's like, so what's helping here though, I'll tell you what is really helping here is merch. Merch is huge for driving profit for service and others. So yeah. The best performance in 5 years, nudging above break even in Q4 2021, while used car sales remained strong in 2021. Profit contribution from other parts of the business, such as service, merchandise and parts sales have improved as well. Great. I'm very happy to hear that from my brothers and sisters at Tesla who are constantly hounded on this on a freaking daily basis. So good job. Get those people off your ass. Okay. Brooke Chen just got back from watching Dave Lee's analysis in the shareholder deck. Awesome. How's and do you mind sharing what his overall thoughts were? Because Dave's great. Dave is so good at taking complicated information and distilling it super fast and very easy to understand. Something that I'm trying to do here, and I'm sure I'm failing in a way, but it's still a good time. Yeah, let us know if you don't mind, because I'm definitely going to go back and read his video as well, or watch his video. Quite detailed. I think Dave seemed pretty satisfied with the report. There were some payroll costs and all. Okay. Sounds good. We love Dave for that. Yeah, I agree. Dave's a beast. Dave is a freaking beast. This report is fine, but I wish Tesla would have mentioned the payroll tax in their guidance. Okay. Yeah, so that payroll tax is the thing we talked about a little bit earlier. For those that were on here, there was a line item, 300 some odd million, right? Right here. Increase in SG&A driven mainly by 340 million payroll tax on 2012 CEO award option exercise. Yeah. And so what Dave's probably sort of, it really impacted this number, which really impacted the operating margin, right? So yeah. I can see why Dave's not very happy about that. Because it really, when you're thinking about the story that Tesla's telling from a operating leverage, that really impacts that line item. Yeah. He said he wished there were some guidance from Tesla regarding payroll tax. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Why was energy storage down so much? I don't know. Where do we have energy storage here? Let's see. Let me know what page, Anthony, you're looking at here to analyze that. Let's see if we can figure that out. Overall revenue was higher for Q4 than what Dave predicted, so I think that's a good thing. Yeah, I mean, overall they're growing like crazy, so that's always a good sign. Next earnings operating margin will be way higher. Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be very interesting as sort of, let me actually I'm going to keep it the way it is here. I think I think if the growth trajectory continues, which it should, based on again, that guidance where they said, we're still constrained by all the different variables that are happening here from the supply chain perspective. Like 308,000 should not be a surprise at all. I hope they explain why energy revenue was slightly down in the shareholder call. Yeah. You're doing great, Farzad. Thank you. First time that you're doing this versus Rob Maurer and Dave Lee. Yeah, it's my first time, but I always like doing stuff. I always try to do stuff, but I appreciate that, man. Yeah, they have a lot to learn from those two guys. They're very, very good at what they do, and it's always a joy watching them. Energy storage likely prioritizing batteries to vehicles. Yeah. What's the PE now? We can probably kind of sit down and do the math here later, but it's probably in the 80-ish, 90-ish range. Somebody feel free to correct me there. Energy down probably due to focus on cranking out vehicles. Yeah, I mean, again, that running below capacity for several quarters as supply chain became the limiting factor. Like, when that happens, you're going to have to pick and choose as a company what you're going to actually drive, right? So some places will suffer and some others won't. Storage deploy was page 7. Okay, let's look at that. Page 7. Yeah, right? Look at that. Big decrease. Let's see if they give any. Yeah, they mention it, energy storage being up year over year. But they don't give any guidance as to why. Yeah, if I were to guess, what's his name? Zach's gonna come out and say, this number's down because of our problems with supply chain, and we have to pick and choose what gets materials, right? If I were to guess, who knows? I think these good results have been anticipated, and Wells took their profit. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah. Yeah, right? Fremont will blow minds in Q1 2022. Based on Tesla's own guidance, who knows? Who knows? That 308,000 number is low. Lower than what it could have been, apologies, based on their own guidance that they're still constrained by supply chain. You led, Mary, and you did this, and it matters. Can we just give Mary a round of applause for this great quarter, y'all? Just great job, Mary. You led. Everything that happened good here is because of you, Mary. Thank you so much. You're the best. Oh my God, will that ever get old? I apologize if it has already, but I just find it very funny. What are they going to do with all the money? That's a great question, because I think long term, they're going to have an issue where they're not going to be able to deploy cash fast enough. PE around 180 or 108. We have some confusion here. I'm about to take some tequila sunrises from my roommates and myself during the Tesla decanter so we can fully enjoy the earnings call. That's a great idea, man. I might crack open a beer myself. Maybe we'll do a beer live stream. Do I have any beer? If my wife's watching this, do we have any beer in the fridge? Maybe I'll drink some wine. Who knows? Maybe I shouldn't drink any. I just came out of COVID. I should be resting. If earnings are so good, why is it not like to 1,000 now? Disappointing for sure. Yeah, I mean, Robert, the one thing to keep in mind is that, perceptions of the few are not necessarily the perceptions of everybody else, right? So the market is an interesting beast short term, It might be a good quarter, but people are using it to cash out on their positions so they can use the cash for something else in expectations of interest rates going up, right? So there's a lot of different factors that could happen. So yeah. No, Dave's the man. Watch Dave as long as you want, bro. Dave's the man. Story was down due to shortage of cells. Okay. Personally, don't care if Tesla's under 1,000 this year. Just time to load up. Yeah, if you're a long-term investor in Tesla, just load up, baby. Just keep on buying. Let's look at the stock. Oh, look at that. So it's not available. It's too high. Okay, it's a bug. I hate when it does that. Okay, cool. So look at that stock. So it's down 1.44%. So we have largely, we've climbed back quite a bit from where we were. So what this is telling me is that perhaps folks aren't that upset about that margin number potentially. And so that's encouraging. So, for short-term traders, that's encouraging. So that's good. I'd be curious, do you guys think that this will go back to even by the call start? Do you think it will continue to go up? I'm actually, this is good for short-term. This is good. This is a good sign. As people are digesting the letter, the price has been going up. This is good. This is not a bad thing. Tesla breaking records, and GM delivered 26 EVs a quarter. Listen, 26 EVs, that's, how many EVs have you made, bro? I made like one. Come on. 26 EVs is so much. GM deserves all the credit. All the credit. Did you talk about Berlin factory? I did not. Is there anything we should talk about Berlin? Is there any news in here? Maybe we should go through that, huh? Equipment testing through the vehicle production process started late 2021. We are still in the process of finalizing the manufacturing permit from local authorities, which will allow us to start delivering German-made vehicles in Europe. These first vehicles will be built using 2170 cells. Okay, so they're not using 4680 for their new cells. They're using existing technology, and they're still working on finalizing the manufacturing permit. So no guidance on the letter as far as if it's going to start anytime soon. We'll see. Maybe on the call we'll get more. Fremont factory achieved record production in 2021. We believe there is potential to extend overall capacity beyond 600,000 per year. We aim to maximize output from our Fremont factory while ramping new factories. Okay. So they're saying they're going to do over 600,000 cars a year in Fremont, which is great. That's what, 20% higher than their initial target of 500,000? Pretty badass. Builds of Model Y started in late 2021 at Gigafactory, Texas. Okay, that's good to know. After final certification of Austin-made Model Y, we plan to start deliveries to customer. Okay, so when is that going to happen, right? Is that a next week thing? Is that a 2 months thing? We'll see if we get some guidance on the call from that. Okay. So kind of vague guidance. This is good guidance. They're saying that they can get to over 600,000 cars per year out of Fremont. And this is probably enabled by the fact that Texas is going live. And by Texas going live, that's going to reduce the pressure on Fremont, which is going to allow them to retool and set up the factory a little bit better to crank out more cars. So that's great. Future product table on page 11. I don't know. What is that? So on page 11, I'm not sure, Anthony. Maybe I'm not reading this properly. Maybe it's a different page. Okay. Let's do a few more, and then we'll sort of prep for the call here at 5:30 Eastern. Based on the people want. Maybe we'll just keep it on this live stream. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we create a new live stream? Should we switch it over? The call is going to start in 45 minutes, so we'll see. Host a Zoom beer party where we drink and talk Tesla. Maybe that's what we turn this into. Should we just do that? Have some water. I am. Look. I'm keeping healthy. I'm going to bring my face up here real quick. Hello. The one thing I like to talk a lot, and then every time I'm like talking, I forget I need to hydrate my friggin' vocal cords because I'm like blah 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 blah. How much time since earnings call? It will start in about 45 minutes. I want to go back to the Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Look at the stock price. Minus 0.27. It came all the way back. All the way back. It's encouraging. That's really encouraging stuff. It came all the way back to its closing price 2% above, so it's still up for the day, right? That's encouraging. Very, very encouraging. This market is so weird because skyrocketed in the morning. Yeah, who knows, right? Is it hard to test drive a Bolt? I don't know. Can people drive Bolts right now? Are they allowed? Like, can you drive them around because of the battery issue? I know they have a battery issue. Parza, let me know if you need genomics or CRISPR help, bro. Actually, I invested in ArcG not too long ago because of my friend said that that part of the industry seems very undervalued. So I should go into it. So I did. Simone or Simon. Yeah, people were caught off guard by higher operating expenses, but now they're reading the reason behind those mostly one-time items. Yeah. Hopefully that's what's causing this this increase. Look at that. Guys, we're green in aftermarket. Look at that. Up 1%. If anybody has a shot of tequila, take a shot now. Shots. Can't wait to hear about Cybertruck news. Yeah, man, I think the Cybertruck guidance is going to be interesting to see. Wells could be loading up after hours, then pump the F out for the rest of the week. Yeah, who knows? Whales are usually I don't really, I'm more of a long-term guy, but yeah. These short-term gyrations are always so interesting. I think Tesla will sell 1.7 to 2 million cars for 2022. You know what? I kind of agree. I agree as long as the supply is there, especially if, again, I keep going back to this line, but this line really really caught my eye. Man, it really caught my eye. Our own factories have been running below capacity for several quarters as supply chain became the main limiting factor, which is likely to continue through 2022. If this likely becomes not likely, and then they're able to get to where they need to be, like how much more cars can they ship out, right? 308,000 they did in Q4. That is a bottom based on that guidance that they're giving us. The way I'm interpreting it, right? I could be completely wrong, but that's how I'm interpreting it. You know, and if they think 600,000 out of Fremont, you know, well above 600,000 out of Fremont, which is one of the guidance they gave here, we believe there is potential to extend overall capacity beyond 600,000, right? Then Shanghai is probably going to be what, 750? So if somebody can do the math, they're 1.35 right there, straight up, just between those two. That's 0 out of Austin and Berlin. Interesting stuff. For people like myself who have Model Ys on order for delivery in late fall, will we possibly see a price decrease by Jan 2023 or March later? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to predict. I think price increases or decreases are going to be heavily dependent on inflationary pressure. I think if there's a lot of inflation, they will continue to go up. If Tesla gets to a point where they're cranking out cars very efficiently, it could go down. You know, it's hard to tell. Dave had talked about page 12, how over time you expect acceleration of software-related profits. Yeah, that was something that stood out to me as well. They're really pushing that narrative of, so if we go back to that guidance right there, this over time we expect our hardware-related profits to be accompanied with an acceleration of software-related profits. That's legit. That's legit. Future products on page 9. Oh, okay. No problem. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so that's interesting, right? Future product. If I were to guess, right? So this is obviously Model Y, Cybertruck, Semi, Roadster. This is the small sedan or hatchback, Model 2, whatever you want to call it. $25,000 car. I think that's what is being referenced here. We'll see if they give guidance on that on the call. Be very interesting to see. I think if they do, this number could go up based on that guidance, because that has a lot of implications from a long-term growth perspective. But they might reserve that for a formal reveal. I think they'll probably talk. If I were to guess, what's likely going to happen is they're going to talk very much on Model Y, in Austin and Berlin, and then Cybertruck possibly, if I were to guess. Bear spray. Any thoughts on the possibility of a car without steering wheel? Musk talked about it a few years ago. Yeah, I don't think this happens for a while. I don't think it happens for a while, to be honest. I think it's gonna be a long time. If I were to guess, 5 years. I think people wanting to have the perception of being in control is very important. So I think that would be maybe they'll have it so that it kind of retracts and it kind of sort of hides. Maybe that's why they have the yoke, is they can like fold up within itself and they can sort of like fold into the car, into the dash. We'll see. Stay on this live stream. Okay. That might be that might be what we do. The one concern though is I think that this video will be so freaking long. So if people want to view it back, it's going to be like this gigantic thing. So I might, who knows, we'll see. Maybe I should make a new one. I don't know. Yo, we have 500 people watching right now. Thank you so much. 500 people. There's 500 people watching this. I hope it's entertaining. Thank you very much, y'all. You're so nice. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. Tesla is beast mode going forward. I agree. 9:38 after hours. Yeah. How can Tesla decrease prices when there's still inflation and high demand? Yeah, that's sort of kind of where my head is at too, but you never know. I mean, if inflation slows down and Tesla gets to the point where they're just cranking out so many cars at such a high efficiency that not lowering the price would be detrimental to their growth, then they might lower it. Yeah, but that's a great point, right? If they do lower the price even further, then you have even bigger wait times than you do now, you know? Slowing demand due to the economy and less credit and spending, 800 strike price has a way to go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if demand will slow. I'm not saying you're wrong, but that could be interesting. I could see Fremont just doing Model 3s or for fleets. No reason to change factory. Companies will be ordering for years. Yeah, that could be a possibility. They could specialize the factory. Although I do think having a regional factory cranking out all cars is going to be beneficial for them. But we'll see. The profit was down because of Elon's. Yeah. You got it, Jonathan. Thank you for stopping by, man. Thank you, Alex. I really appreciate that. I see it's just a reaction to margins when they see it's potentially related to one-time expenses that chill out. Yeah. Yeah, it very well could be why the stock came back. I agree. If you have cash and you're long-term, buy the dip. Not a bad strategy. Did you by any chance order the Tesla next generation Roadster? Heard they will start production of that in 2023. I did not. I have a Cybertruck on order though, so I'm very excited for that. Massive buy volume on that candle whipping. Wiping put anyone short there. I'm not short on anything. What was that song? Shots, 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 shots. We used to play that in college all the time. Oh boy. Bad memories. Or good memories, depending. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. How do you think Fed policy shift will affect Tesla? Yeah, I don't know. I think I may have answered this earlier in the live stream, but I don't know. I think what it really comes down to is like Tesla's going to be able to generate a lot of cash, and if cash is going to be more expensive to borrow, then wouldn't that put Tesla at a better position, right? So maybe the stock market will see Tesla as it will be a positive. It will have positive catalyst for the stock price because it's able to generate something that's going to be more expensive to get, right? So that's how I think about it. There's other factors that I'm not a financial expert whatsoever, but that's how I think about the Fed decision. Do I think Elon will talk about the stock split? Doubt it. It's sort of in the long-term story of the game. It doesn't really mean too much. Hope to see you doing a call. Yeah, I'll be doing one. Again, I think I should create a new link for that. I think I'm going to do that here in the next few minutes. And then we can all jump on and watch the live stream the call together and sort of see what happens. It's okay. Some people miss stuff. It's all right. Keep the axe on while you speak and do a Fat Bill and Ted like riff for every number and statement that impresses you. Do like wow or something like that. That's so funny. Do I think Tesla will ever license out their full self-driving to other automakers? What's interesting about that is like, is full self-driving going to be like the new seatbelt? Where Volvo, like, they basically said they removed any patents around I think they removed the patents they had around the seatbelt and they essentially enabled every automaker to have a seatbelt, right? Could self-driving be something similar to that for safety? Who knows? I think a lot of companies have a lot of ego and maybe they view themselves as inferior if they use someone else's technology. So I don't know. I think they should. If they can't get there, they should. And, one would say that Tesla's data advantage for full self-driving seems impossible to beat. So how can you come up with something better than full self-driving, right? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if that's flawed logic or not. I'd be happy to hear from everybody, but nice to hear your voice of reason in this turbulent market at times. As far as that, oh, thank you, Roger. I just try to be logical. I'm not an expert. I just try to be logical about everything, right? If Tesla can't even build existing products to capacity because of supply chain issues, what will be the impact when new products start production? Yeah, that's a great question. You also have to think about supply chains are different, right? So different products have different supply chains. So maybe they're already working on securing a supply chain that's not really super strained right now with their new products. But that's a great point. But supply chains are different. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But if there's shared parts between the two and like there's just a material shortage that's going to impact the entire supply chain regardless of what product it is, then of course that's super valid. But companies usually, I lived in the supply chain world. You're planning almost a year plus in advance, right? So you're securing materials and suppliers and sources well in advance, and you're usually locking in pricing, you're locking in production. So Model 2, you know for a fact Model 2 or the $25,000 car is, a lot of its supply chain is probably already secure. It's just a matter of ramping up the production of those supplies and getting it to the factory, right? It's a really long tail. So, yeah. I live in near Scranton, PA. Should I commute to Bethlehem to work for Tesla? 1 hour, 20-minute commute. Oh, Scranton. Scranton, the office. I love Scranton. It's a cool place. Interesting pizza choices up there. There's so many different pizza joints. Yeah, if you want. An hour and 20 minutes in the snow sucks so bad, especially coming from from Scranton up there near the Poconos. So, I don't know. That's up to you. That's gonna suck really bad long term. I would recommend maybe finding a closer place, but maybe just start commute and then see if you can find a place closer. A lot of places to live in Bethlehem. Thoughts on Tesla leaps for January 2024 given the macro? Yeah, I'm not super big on options. Don't listen to me for anything options, but definitely do your own research. Emmett Peppers is great for that. Maybe hit up Emmett with that question. Is that confirmed? Model Y first delivery start February 19th? Martin, is that confirmed? That would be awesome. Full self-driving needs a Tesla chip as well as the software. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah, right. If Apple gets into EV, then Tesla should make mobile phones. It's like a pissing match at that point. It's like, you made this, I made this. No, haha. That would be so silly. Okay. All right, let's take a couple more, and then we'll end this live stream, and then we'll boot up a new one for the call. How's that sound? We'll just see you on the next one here. Good show. You're going to be one of the very best. Dell, that's very nice. Thank you. It's my first time. I have a lot to learn. There's a lot of great folks out there as well, but I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Very kind. 60,000 people already on beta. Amazing. Yeah. And it's growing. It's growing. Oh, Model Y first delivery is in the UK. Okay, that's great. That's awesome. And are those going to be coming out of Berlin? If that's the case, then that's great. Thank you so much. My wife helped me so much with the lighting. And I got a main light right here. I got a backlight over there. I got 2 lights right there. I got a light right behind me. It's just like freaking lights everywhere. It's like so many lights. All of the lights. What's that one Kanye song? All of the lights. Is that what it is? I don't know. Who knows? Okay. This is what we're going to do, y'all. I'm going to stop the stream here, and I'm going to create a new link for the live stream for the call. And then I'm going to probably have it start, say, 15 to 10 minutes before, and I'm going to take a quick break, hydrate. And then for those that want to follow along with the call with me, hop on that new link on my channel. And those that want to sort of go somewhere else or don't want to follow along, I encourage you to do that as well. Okay? Get yourself a beer too. I don't know if my wife's going to let me, man. I still got a little bit of I'm solved with COVID, but I don't know if my wife's going to let me. Maybe you guys can help her. Maybe type some comments in here. Say, let Farzad have a beer. We'll see. Anyway. Yeah, I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to create a new link. I'm going to throw in the new link for the call right after I end this one. And then whoever wants to join up, come on back. And then we'll experience the call together. And we'll have some commentary afterwards and some brief commentary during. Okay? Thank you all so much. I hope you had fun, and then we'll see you in a couple minutes. Cheers. Hopefully I'll have a beer here in the next few minutes to join you guys with. Okay. We'll see you soon.